Okay, so originally, as we said, you had your trail foot sticking out that position there, okay? And you're a little bit too far from the golf ball, creating a little bit of a reach there from your arms. Again, your sequence became sort of club, top hand, then feet, and then a bit of a stretch then for your right hand, okay? What we want to try to do is go through the sequence, okay? First thing we're going to do is put the golf club down behind the golf. We know the golf club goes there. That's not in question. Everyone seems to know that. Okay? It's fairly obvious, obviously. So we're putting the golf club down. Then we're putting both hands on the club, left and right hand. Okay, so we're setting the grip now. At the same time, creating our posture, getting a nice sort of straight back. And what you'll notice now, by putting your right hand on, you just felt a little bit of a stretch. And if you watch when you sort of come through, you just shuffled your feet a little bit closer. That small amount there, we're talking an inch or so, just got you in a position now because you're nice and relaxed. You're not going to put both hands on the club while reaching with your feet together. It's very uncontrolled because you lose a bit of balance. When your feet are apart, you feel, I'm solid here now, so this feels good. My legs and body feel good. My right hand's left to go, well, okay, if that's got to reach, then so be it. And that's kind of what you got used to doing, getting that stretch. So once your hands are on the club there better and got your feet correct, get your posture sort of set up to position. And then from there, as we set our feet apart, we try to do so, making sure that our feet, as we can see now, a little bit more neutral at address. Okay, so we've got a better posture, a better sequence through the setup, starting with the club, then the grip and the posture at the same time with the grip. And the last thing you do is set your feet. And because of this now, as we swing the golf club, we can make your same normal, natural backswing to the top of the backswing, very good position. And now we can just swing through, lovely strike. Because we're not reaching out for the golf ball, we can square that club face up lovely, and your right side now can fully twist, get up on that toe, and all your weight now shifting towards the right, to the left foot, right side if you look, okay? So you're swinging a much more efficient way, okay? If we look at where your body sort of swings to on this one here now, how much your right side sort of hangs back up, you can see your right foot there not really coming off the ground as much. Your hip as well hasn't really come through as much. There's more gap between your knees. You're just unable to get the body working so well. So what you were forced to do is sort of lunge at the golf ball to try and square the golf club up. Okay, and that's why I sort of asked whether there's any pain in your back and so on. At the moment now, we're not playing as much as you really want to. Exactly. So it's not. If you started becoming a golfer who plays maybe twice, 3 times a week, as some guys do, that would eventually start causing a bit of twinge or pain in the lower back. Because if you imagine your shoulders are turning through 90 degrees, which they always will do, but if your hips sort of back here sort of 60 degrees, there's going to be a lower back issue there where that body's not coming through together. Because at the speed you're swinging it, a good 80 mile an hour probably, 75 mile an hour, that body's going to take it. And if you're playing 3 games a week or more, you might want to try and do going forward, okay, or hit the balls on the driving range, pounding that body into submission is going to start coming back to you. You're going to feel it one day, it's going to go, didn't like that, okay? So for me, the golf is about making it as healthy as possible, setting up in a much more efficient way, allowing what your natural ability can do. You swung the golf club very well. You just swung it from an inefficient position to start with. As a result of that, the ball then was going off to the right, and then you try to change your swing from that poor setup. So what you then had was 2 wrongs making a right. So 1 in 10 it did go straight.
Yeah, that's right.
But 9 in 10 it would go more to the right, and then the other one it might go way to the left.
Yeah.
And that's usually when there's trouble on the left hand side of the golf course, isn't it? When you think, I lean on the left hand side to allow for my slice, and the ball then goes dead straight. Okay. So we can get a more efficient setup, starting off and just get a routine. So we get yourself used to sort of setting up, putting the club down first, aim your club face to your target. Hands on the club, setting your posture, and then we just set our feet apart, getting yourself with the right feet position so your feet aren't turned out there straight on. And I would suggest doing that for every single shot, even for your 3-foot putts. Because if you did that every single time you play golf, and we have, say, for example, 100 shots around, and you play once or twice a week for the next month, that's going to be 800 times you're going to do that. And 800 times doing something, you're going to get pretty good at that. You're going to get muscle memory. So if you just do it on the driver, that'll be 14, 28, 50, it'd be 100 times. Okay? If we can do it every single shot, so chip shots, pitch shots, bunker shots, obviously you can't ground the club in a bunker, but you can hold the club there and grip it and so on. Get yourself in that same sequence, because the thing with the golf clubs, they're all different lengths.
Yeah.
So by guessing where your feet go, you are guessing, aren't you? Because each club's going to be a slightly different distance, okay? Yeah. And we know in this game, guessing is always going to be risky.
So even with the second shot off the fairway.
Yeah. Same thing.
To exactly the same thing.
Club down behind the golf ball, so you set the club down in the position it wants to be. You then grip that club where the hands on the club are going to be. Set your posture as a result. Because again, on some shots, of course, you might play uphill, downhill, side hill lies. That posture might be different. So if the ball was, say, above your feet, your posture would be slightly more upright, wouldn't it? Because the ball's nearer you.
Yeah.
Ball below your feet, there'll be a bit more lean over the golf ball. Uphill and downhill lies, you'll be tilting with the slope. So you're just setting yourself up. So rather than sort of putting your feet where you think looks correct and then trying to adjust to that, You're setting it correctly. You going to say your question, sorry?
Yeah, I was, with the drive, it's like
Yep.
you line the ball up.
Yeah, so the left heel, yeah.
And then as you go down with the irons,
yeah, well,
you slightly move it.
You don't move it back. No. Well, it's not progressive. Okay, I think the driver would be left heel where you have it there. Okay, so you're just on the left heel there. Okay, that's fine. With your irons or anything off the ground, okay, you're going to want to play it. If I zoom in, that'll make it easier for me. You're going to want to play it somewhere. Okay, that's right. Inside your left heel.
And just inside.
About here, yeah. So about sort of 4 to 5 inches back of the left heel. Now, what will happen is if that's the width of stance for, say, a 3-wood, that is certainly left of centre, isn't it? We can see that ball is nearer now to your front foot.
Yeah.
But if your foot then goes here with a 5-iron, which it probably would do, it's a shorter club, you'll be narrower. The ball seems to be getting nearer to the middle now. If you're going to a 9-iron or a pitching wedge, the ball now is in the middle of the stance, isn't it? So it seems to move back just as your stance gets narrower. It doesn't be shuffling up and down, moving back and forth, adding another variable to the setup. That's more to think about.
So
it stays constant to your left heel, but all that happens is the feet get narrower and narrower and narrower. Because if you're going to stand there with a pitching wedge, you wouldn't have the same width of stance as the wedge you would the drive, would you?
So if I would say it's there with...
Yeah. So bring your foot closer now, the ball's in the more middle, isn't it?
Right.
But the perception you see on TV, the ball's moving back and forth in Justin Thomas's backswing or Jordan Speed's setup or Roy McIlroy, the ball's moving back and forth. No, it's not. It's just staying in the same position relative to the left heel.
It's relative to the left heel, but just your right foot moves closer.
And then when you're doing chipping, your right foot comes a lot closer. Now the ball's back in the stance.
Yeah.
See? So keep it simple, rather than trying to be shuffling up and down like a penguin.
You
go 5-iron, 4-iron, 6-iron. There's so many different movements. It's too confusing. Okay.
Keep it there.
Yeah. Just find a constant and just get yourself set to the thing. So the ball gets closer. Yeah.
And then just move.
Yeah. That's
that's easy.
Easy enough. Make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.